There are a lot of innuendos in this video.
You do not need to worry about the size of your kit.
Today on the Spinning Podcast, we are going to be talking rig size. And no, that is not a euphemism. Too many people worry about the size of their rig, and I'm here to tell you today that you do not need to worry about that. Now, you might be wondering, why am I holding the microphone on the boom arm when I could have set it up outside of the shot? Quite frankly, this is what filmmaking is. Sometimes you don't quite get it right. Don't let all the other channels tell you how to do your thing. Don't let them bamboozle you. Sometimes filmmaking is a little bit... So yeah, welcome to today's video. I do not know where we're going to go from here, but stick with me, because sometimes when you are trying way too hard, you do not manage to get the result that you want, and you get stressed, you get frustrated, and that can be a real pain. So what I'm trying to get across to you today is that relaxing some of the notions that you might have about your gear, your kit bag, and how much and how little you have isn't really that important, because what really matters is what is up here in your old noggin, what you do with your creative juices and talent. Because rig size is no prerequisite to actual skill. It's not going to show up in your videos. Nobody's going to know what you're shooting with. I could be filming on a potato and you wouldn't know. I'm going to change the shot now. As you may tell, I am hiding behind my chair. So don't worry, we're going to go through a few things. We're going to go over a couple of small, cheap pieces of equipment that you can buy to make your small camera rig feel that little bit better. And by the time we're done, you are going to love me. All right, cool. Let's say this is what you are starting out with. You've got basically a camera and one lens. One camera, one lens. That reminds me of a video I made. If you haven't seen that, go check it out, like and subscribe. So yeah, you might be running around with the very basic equipment. Now, photography, it's not necessarily a problem if you have small amounts of gear. The smaller the better in some situations. You've got lots of stuff built up here. You go to walk through a bush and it snags, happens all the time. But one thing, especially if you've got largish hands, is that there isn't that much space and you can kind of get a bit cramped up, especially here. You'll feel this kind of fatigue in the bottom part of your hand here. Also, when you go to do vertical or portrait shots, there's a little limited real estate for you to do that. And often you have to bring your elbow up and it's a little bit cumbersome. Best thing that you can do as a photographer and a videographer is invest in one of these. Now this is a battery grip. Battery grip will take 2 batteries inside. These are the Canon LP E6 batteries. You're going to lock and load. You're going to take that battery grip. You're going to insert that where the batteries normally go with a lock mechanism here. And I already have instantly more control. I love this for photography. This is absolutely one of my favorite pieces of kit. I've only got one for each camera and they've never failed me. I've been using them for years. Suddenly, what I was lacking in real estate on the body of the camera before, now for my larger hand, fits perfectly. I've got way more room. And also my favorite point about this, you get the added benefit of this top shutter button. So when you turn into a portrait, you can press this. No more trying to do this and like, what? And your kit will just be that little bit easier to use. That is an absolute necessity. Really taking a smaller camera, making it much bigger, easier to use, and I love it. Now, the next piece of kit I want to talk about is something incredibly simple, hand mount, top mount. This is about £25 on Amazon. This is the one by Small Rig. It just goes into the hot shoe mount on the top of the camera. An Allen key to tighten that so that it's nice and firm. Now this is very useful when doing tracking shots. You can move around. You can take stabilization off your camera and get amazing footage just by using one of these. Top mount also has hot shoe mounts of its own on the sides. You can slide in many different pieces. On the top, I usually have my monitor and my microphone. This side, I'll put like my external lav mount. That just slots in there. But you can put multiple accessories on there and you can just have a very nice, simple little rig. Even this already looks way more professional than just the camera body on its own. And believe me, I actually get stopped. Hey, what camera is that? Man, that camera looks nice. Oh, dude, that's a sick rig, man. I'm like, it's just a DSLR with a top handle and a battery grip. So yeah, try a top handle to give your camera a little bit more portability, a bit more usability, and a little bit more of a professional look. Perceptions will change. your idea of your own gear will change. You don't have to run out and buy the biggest, baddest camera cages and start building massive things, especially when you're starting. You just need to get yourself a little bit more confidence in using your gear, and something like this will give you more professional movement. It will open your body up to being free and not mechanically awkward. You won't look weird. So those two things have already transformed this camera, and hopefully your mindset. You need to get out of the mindset that your camera gear is what's holding you back. Because it's not. You're holding yourself back. Doing it right now. Invest in one of these 100%. And then as you get a little more experience, you can start adding things to this top handle. And there you go. Now you've got something that's a little more badass. Doesn't cost the earth to add these accessories to an existing camera. And if you're looking to go professional, freelance, or even, start doing YouTube yourself, these things are going to be necessary down the road. Get good with your camera first. I'm a stickler for the basics, guys. You need to get good. You can get a few pieces of equipment for not that much money, and they will transform your shooting. Because believe me, when you're running around with stuff like this, and you're doing the movement, you're doing your ninja walk, people are going to take notice. They're going to look at you and go, that dude, he's going places. He must be watching Adam Newland on YouTube. So yeah, don't worry about your small rig. There's things that you can do to make it appear bigger. Please give that like button a flick across the room into your dad's mustache. And so I am going, you cannot make me. What? Now if you don't subscribe, I will strangle this puppy. Every time a person doesn't subscribe to my channel, a little camera dies. Like, comment and subscribe. For every time that you don't subscribe, a little camera like this gets it bricked, thrown in the canal.